It's the Riot Podcast, Monday, May 22nd, our first podcast with Nikki not on the show. You can find out more about that at RadioU.com/Nikki. It's graduation season. You ever been to a graduation where a fight breaks out?
I have not.
At a graduation ceremony.
Maybe between like parents.
Not parents.
Kids.
Between the parents wooing.
Yeah, like who can be louder? That's the worst.
At your graduation, do they always, every graduation I've been to, they'll say, all right, let's keep all of the cheering and hooting and hollering. Don't do it when your student comes up. Do it at the end. Save it all for the end to make it equal for everybody and whatever. And nobody adheres to that.
No, there's always
I don't know why they do that every time.
There's a couple of families that really show out for it. They've got like a cowbell probably that they're just slinging. People are yelling and whatnot when you go up there.
The cowbell.
It's the cowbell. They get the cowbell going. But no, that always happens. Yes.
Yeah, I don't know why they waste their time making that announcement every time.
Yeah, it happens every year.
But no, my sister just graduated from college. College graduation, Mount St. Mary's in Maryland, a fairly well-known, fairly, sophisticated college. Fight breaks out after the entire graduation has taken place. Students are waiting to process out, right? The procession out.
Yeah.
Two students start going at it.
Why?
That is
makes
unclear.
no sense.
It is unclear. But the security had to get involved. Somebody yelled from the crowd. They go, "You're going to jail, man."
You just graduated college and now you're going straight to jail.
So I don't think they're going to go to jail for just a little dust up in the procession at a graduation.
But what? Because on that day, you got to be so happy.
Everybody's,
But at the same time, it was afterwards.
It was as everybody's waiting to exit.
See, sometimes when you're waiting to exit, people start getting impatient.
Testy, yeah.
And so that's probably what happened. It's probably hot too. Was it outside?
No.
Inside. Okay, probably cool then. Yeah. We'll take that out of account. I'm thinking impatient.
Impatient, and think about this too. You just graduated college. Maybe your emotions are running high. It's a huge day.
Exactly.
And so maybe you're worn out. Maybe you had a party the night before, graduation
you think you're
party.
him all of a sudden for whatever reason. You just graduated from college.
And you're supposed to exit in alphabetical order. And
they don't go in alphabetical order.
Yeah. Full well. You just graduated college. Scott comes after Sabaro.
Yep, that's a good one. That's a good last name. I would say, for me personally, I'm not a fighter.
Yeah.
Nobody can really get me going like that to where I would be in a state of mind.
Mm-hmm.
Because what do you do from there on out? After you graduate, you're in your cap and gown at the police station
real
with
crowded.
Handcuffs on you.
Yeah.
That looks pretty silly, right?
I was just gonna say any fight where you're in a cap and gown.
You look ridiculous.
Yeah.
I think any fight, there's not a way for the majority of people, whenever that fight breaks out, there's not a way for you to look cool. Because to be honest, no matter who you are, a lot of people think that they'll look good fighting.
Yeah, but it's not like the movies.
No, it's not like the movies. You look ridiculous. You always do. It always ends up going badly. You're grabbing each other's shirts. It's never clean punches. It's not like an MMA fight. That's not what it looks like. You look ridiculous. You're trying to tackle the other person.
Yeah.
You're probably getting punched in the face. You look ridiculous
That's
after.
why it's so impressive when you see the videos on TikTok that actually are somebody landing a real good punch.
Oh, yeah. It's impressive.
Yeah.
And you're not that guy.
But it's so rare.
Yeah, you're not 99% of people who are going to get in a fight today, because there's going to be a lot of fights today that break out in random places across the world.
Yeah.
99% of those, you're going to look ridiculous. In front of your girl, she's going to think you look like an idiot. She's going to be mad at you afterwards, too. You're not going to look like some brave hero. That's just not how it works.
Yeah. But you know what's crazy? So a fight breaks out at the graduation, and that wasn't even the biggest story of the graduation.
What was the biggest story?
The biggest story is my sister graduated with Tampa Bay Buccaneers head coach Todd Bowles.
No way.
She did, yeah.
He was there?
He was
at
there.
Mount St. Mary's?
He graduated.
Wow.
He just graduated.
That's crazy.
I think he finished up his degree. He got on an accelerated learning plan in the fall, and so just finished it up. He did it. Apparently, he gave he wasn't the commencement speaker, but he upstaged the commencement speaker as well.
Makes
because
sense.
he got to speak and had a great story. So.
Dang, imagine following up Todd Bowles. That'd be tough. If you're the commencement speaker, who comes on after that,
Apparently it was some Google lady.
Okay, fair enough. She probably knows what she's talking about.
Yeah, she more prepared, but And probably more well-spoken, but also
not as famous.
Not as interesting.
Yeah, not as famous.
Nobody cared.
Wow, good for your sister.
Yeah.
What a class.
That's right.
You're telling me you've got Hudson's sister and Todd
Bowles. The star power.
I mean, that's a lot of fame there.
Uh-huh. Well, that's graduation season. Everybody take it easy out there. We don't need any more fights breaking out.
Go just have some cupcakes, go some graduation parties.
Yeah, you're
that's
about to get so much money coming your way. So many gift cards.
The money. That was nothing better than that. Your graduation money, spending it on something ridiculous afterwards. Oh, that's the greatest.
Yeah, you could like put it towards a car payment or something. Instead, you're just going out on the town or something, having a summer vacation, making priceless memories.
Always.
Yeah. All right. Well, that's the Riot podcast. Check out our interview with YB. If you're watching the video podcast, we also did that. And that's wherever you're watching this. You can also find that video as well. Good conversation with him. And let's just have a good week.
We'll see you guys soon.
Catch you next time.
The only thing Isaiah loves more than the riot is himself.
Someone who probably still lives with his mother and hates himself.
You're listening to The Riot on RadioU.
I asked you right now to skip for me. Do you think you could do it?
Yes.
You're confident in your skipping abilities.
I think I skip more than the typical person skips.
Do you?
I'm a frequent skipper.
Because
I don't run anymore. Because I'm an adult now.
Yeah, running is
reverted back to like more childlike things, which I think between the ages of like 4 and 8 is when you spend the most time of your life skipping. And I've reverted back to that because I think when I'm running, I look dumber than when I'm skipping, which is a new low for me.
Yeah, that is pathetic.
Yeah.
There's no sports you play where you skip. No.
But when I'm like in my day-to-day life, I want to move somewhere quickly.
Yeah.
I'm more likely to skip than I am to do my little weird jog that I have now acquired.
Yeah, it is weird. It's threatening if somebody were to see you running and it wasn't a context where they expect you to run.
Yeah, like down the street.
But if they see you skipping, they're just going to be laughing.
Yeah, but I feel like a skip's a little bit more low-key. Like, if I'm running, I'm just, like, scaring people. Like, why is there an adult running? It must be an emergency.
Yeah.
If I'm
Someone's
skipping,
in trouble.
If I'm
he's
frolicking,
being chased.
People will think he's just, I don't know, he's just having fun.
I'm just worried because I feel like you're more likely to get injured skipping.
Than running?
Yeah.
I don't know.
There's the combination of you could fall, you could trip, skip, trip, and fall, or... that like it seems like it would give you the possibility of like tearing your Achilles or something.
Only if I'm skipping like in a dangerous area, maybe a sidewalk.
What is a safe area to skip?
Maybe like a paved ground.
Okay.
If I'm elevated, it's a little more dangerous.
Well, I'll tell you that you're better than many other adults because I don't know if you've seen this thing going around on TikTok, but basically the trend is that everybody's forgotten how to skip. You grow up, you forget how to skip, and so I've got videos here of people trying to recall and then recreate what they think skipping is, and adults can't do it.
Yeah, it's crazy. Like, this is something you should go ask your father to do because it's wild how confused they are about how to skip. Like, they're actually trying to figure it out and they can't. Like, they're all asking their bosses and stuff and they can't do it.
It does seem like for an older adult, they'd struggle with it, but yet again, because you need to be so, you have to have a lot of dexterity. You need to be... good balance.
To skip?
I think.
I feel like, can you skip? Have you skipped?
I am confident that I can skip.
Why do you think you can skip?
You took all my skipping thunder because I was ready to come in here and say, all these adults may not know how to do it, but I am a bona fide skipper.
Yeah, I skip all the time. I'm a frequent skipper, which is why I'll never lose it. But these people, some of them, the one guy, he's like skipping, but he's like mini skipping. He's not stepping off the ground.
I mean... Yeah, he's basically shuffling.
He's shuffling down. He's shuffling down the street. Like, I don't know how you forget to, but at the same time, you never really learned either how to skip.
No, you didn't learn.
You just did it.
But could you describe if you needed to give somebody instructions on how to skip? Do you think you could do it?
I would just tell them to try to gallop.
But isn't that just running?
It's similar.
See, I think I know what you need to do to skip is it's like you lean on one foot. Let's say you're just standing on one foot and you kind of just use just only your foot to push off. So push off, and then you do that with the other foot, and then it's kind of like a double tap situation.
There is a double tap.
Yeah,
I know what you're talking about. The double tap
involved.
As I'm doing it sitting here, I think I would not be able to describe it to somebody.
No, if you want to get in on the challenge, you can do that. It's the try to skip challenge on TikTok. You
just need to ask older people in your lives to try to skip, and you'll be shocked. I'm going to start asking people to skip for me.
Yeah.
Sounds like a weird ask.
Ask our boss to skip and see how it goes.
See if Michael can skip. Who do you think is more likely to skip, Michael or Chris? Chris knows how to skip, doesn't he? He knows how to skip.
I don't think Michael could skip.
Michael can't skip.
And he definitely wouldn't even if we asked him.
No, he would not. He would not.
Disinformation, mispronunciations, bad impressions. That's Hudson. This is The Riot on RadioU.
So check this out, Isaiah. I've got Elon Musk wanted a bathroom to be built right next to his office at the Twitter headquarters. Okay.
Any reason why?
Well, before I get to that, I want to let you know that the reason I know that is because he's now being sued for it.
As he should.
Is that a crime to have a bathroom next to your office?
See, I would say, for me, yet again, Elon Musk hater.
Yeah.
So I don't think it should be a crime to do.
Uh-huh.
But at the same time, if he is getting fined or whatever it is, I think that might be fair.
You don't even know why.
I don't need to know why. I'm an Elon Musk hater, but why is he being sued?
He is being sued because his right-hand man suggested that he hired a unlicensed plumber so that they wouldn't have to get the proper permits and everything.
Why?
To put the bathroom in.
He's being a cheapo or what?
Yeah, I guess because they couldn't afford it. I don't know. Maybe, it's the Twitter.
Because he couldn't afford it.
The Twitter offices are in San Francisco, right?
Yeah.
Maybe there is just to get a simple permit to construct a bathroom. Maybe it is so much red tape, rigmarole, whatever, that it would just take for. Maybe that's why people are going on the streets. It's just too hard to construct a bathroom.
You just can't quite build the building.
They will not sign off. The powers that be in San Francisco will not sign off on that.
See, I think that maybe, yet again, to get around this, you just set up a porta potty.
Now you're thinking, right?
Because you don't need to have a permit to set down a porta potty somewhere, right?
The top story of a 60-floor building and you put a porta potty up there? I don't see the issue with that.
You can put it wherever you want. And so I think you just need to toss a porta potty up. And then at that point, there's no way they're suing you.
Yeah, I don't think you can't get in trouble for that, can you?
I would hope not.
Not for the porta potty itself. Well, the reasoning, you might be wondering the reasoning. Actually, I don't even think you need to. I can give you the reasoning, but do you really need to explain why somebody would want a bathroom right next to their office?
No, that makes sense.
Seems like a pretty reasonable request if you're the richest man in the world.
Yeah, you should be able to have a bathroom in some sort of walking distance from your office for sure.
Yeah, but apparently the reason that he specifically wanted a bathroom right next to his office is because otherwise he needed to wake up his security detail and, in their words, walk halfway across the floor, like the floor of the building, to go to the bathroom in the middle of the night. And so if they were sleeping, he didn't want to have to wake them up. Very courteous of him, actually. And so
what? He
didn't want to have to wake up his security guards to go to the bathroom with him.
Why would they need to come? Is he not an adult man? In his own office building? Can't he just walk to go to the bathroom without like a bodyguard?
Well, he's ruffled a lot of feathers in his day.
It seems like he would be safe in his own building to be able to walk down the hallway.
I don't know. Maybe it's got big windows or something.
I guess so.
He just doesn't want to leave anything to chance.
He sounds kind of like a baby.
I don't know. I mean, I guess he's the boss at the end of the day, but I don't know if this is his call where he's like, I don't feel safe going to the bathroom without security cards in
his own building, you'd think maybe your security, just like buster up the security a little bit.
Yeah, right.
Get some cameras and lock the doors, man. If you're really that nervous, someone's going to, take you? Is he afraid to get taken?
I guess so.
Apparently so. If he can't go to the bathroom by himself. Can you imagine every time at RadioU, if you had to go ask Michael, our boss, to go to the bathroom with you?
Yeah.
That'd be wild.
Well, it'd be like waking up your parent,
waking up your mom and dad.
5 years old, mommy, I got to go potty.
I have to go to the bathroom.
Yeah,
Can you please take me?
That's what life is like for Elon Musk. Since they won't let him simply build a bathroom next to his office.
Add a little riot to your Instagram feed. Follow @RadioU Official. The Riot. RadioU.
As we head into summer vacation season, I feel so many people, at least the news wants me to believe, so many people plan their vacations around Instagram.
Oh, yeah. For the photos?
You have friends that do that?
Me.
You do that?
It's me. No, I'm joking. But when I go on vacation, if you follow me on Instagram, you'll know I went on vacation.
You're in for a treat.
I mean, you're going to see some good pictures. I make sure when I'm on vacation that I get some good photos of myself. That's always like one of the main things.
Yeah.
I feel like you don't prioritize that as much.
No, I don't think about that at all. I don't have Instagram. And to me, I don't mind taking pictures just so that I have, like, so I can look back. And it's just for me. It's for me to look back at memories.
You're not like flexing it online, though.
No, but I don't need to set up a perfect shot so that other people can admire it. It's just so that one day I can look back and say, oh, yeah, I remember that time I went to whatever the thing was.
You don't put like an outfit together and then you're at a location. You're like, dang, this is a spot for a photo.
Yeah. No, I mean, I try to dress my best on vacation.
But you don't care about photos.
No, not caring about
photos.
photos.
For me, I'll like put an outfit together and then I'll go somewhere and then I'll realize I'm like, wow, I need a picture here to post on my Instagram tonight.
Yeah. Isaiah thinks to himself, everyone needs to see this.
If they missed, they would be so upset with me if I didn't get a photo here right now.
They'd be disappointed. They wouldn't even know what they're missing. Well, it's people like you that are causing the problems for towns like Hallstatt, Austria, which might not sound like a hot tourist spot. It's actually a town of only 800 people. But if you saw the pictures that people are getting there, you'd understand why it's such a big deal. It is rumored to be the town that inspired the setting for the movie Frozen. And if you look up pictures, if you look up Hallstatt, Australia, you'll see, especially in wintertime, it looks like Frozen. It's got this big church. It's on a lake. It's in the mountains.
I can see it just from like they have like one small photo on the page here. I can see it.
But the problem is the town is only 800 people, but during the most busy times for selfies, it will attract over 10,000 people a day coming to this town of 800 people.
Just because it's so, like, there's nothing to do there if there's only 800 people. So just because it's pretty?
It's just so pretty. There's so much traffic just to get pictures. So they're trying to curb that a little bit. Obviously, it's a big tourism time now for men throughout the summer. And so they're trying to curb that. They've just, for the best spot where you could get a picture of the town and get your, maybe yourself, grinning in front of a town that looks like it's straight out of Frozen.
Oh, yeah, a little selfie action.
They've put up just a wooden fence just for this one section of the road that overlooks the town.
That seems a bit petty, right?
A little aggressive, you think?
I think that's a little aggressive. And when I look at the fence, too, it just looks ridiculous.
It looks out of place.
It's just wood pallets. Like, why would you even want to do that to your city anyway?
Yeah, there's so much natural beauty there. And I guess some non-natural because it's like a town they built. But there's so much beauty there. And they're just, but their answer is, let's cover it up. But is it the town's fault or is it all of us?
And
all of you, because I'm not included.
Don't point at me.
Yeah, I leave myself out of this.
See, I give two different things here. I don't think this is going to deter people enough.
They'll just kind of look around. They'll get a non-optimal shot. Yeah,
they'll just step to the right of it and get the mountains in the background. And number two, like, I get that it's a small town vibes or whatever, and they don't want all these people coming in. Yeah. But also, all that tourism brings in so much money for the city, though. So if you're having like 10,000 people there. It's not even a city,
it's a village.
There's so much more money for the village. Thinking about the roads there, they'd be paved so clean with all the money coming in. And so at the same time.
There's probably some mayor getting so rich.
Oh, he's getting filthy rich, man. He's stuffing his pockets right now. But I feel like this is not enough to deter it. It just looks ridiculous and a little bit petty. But at the same time, like, you have to do something.
A lot of people probably don't even know. And so they're trekking all the way over here anyways. And then they're just not even getting the shot they were hoping for. So they're just disappointed. You're going to leave a bad review of Hallstatt on Yelp.
That's what they're hoping for. That is exactly what they want. This place is terrible. I hate it here.
Hudson, Nikki, The Riot on Radio U.
Isaiah, you're our milk aficionado here.
I love me some milk.
I thought I liked milk a lot when I was a kid, but it's nothing compared to how much you like milk as an adult.
Yeah, I have always had milk in the fridge. There was milk in the fridge here at RadioU for a long time. I think it's still in there.
Oh, that's not good.
It's spoiled.
Yeah, that should be thrown out.
I don't really know who's in charge of cleaning that up.
Well, it's your milk.
But I bought it for the show.
It's still yours,
So
though.
I would say it's the show's milk.
Actually, if that's made it past its expiration date, I'm surprised. Not because I thought somebody would drink it, but because I just thought there was like a fridge police that we had to clean those kind of things out.
That would just dump it, toss it out, because I'm sure it smells terrible.
It's got to be bad. Well, we'll go deal with that. But as a milk aficionado, I imagine you can't be happy to hear this, that according to the Wall Street Journal, the USDA is mulling over proposing a ban on chocolate and strawberry milk in schools.
And why is that? Because talk about when you're young, one of like the most prime things you can get in the lunchroom is a chocolate milk. Like I was always a white milk guy. I do like chocolate milk, but when you're going through the lunch line and they have those little, those cartons too, where you have to peel it back. Talk about nostalgic.
It's hardly anything in it.
But when you open it up and you kind of like poke out the front of it and you drink it out of that little carton, oh man, that's like the only place they sell those too. You can't just buy those like cartons of milk.
No, I don't know where you would do that.
Kroger or anything like that. No, you're only eating those at the school lunchroom. I haven't seen one since I was in high school.
I know one other place.
Where?
Cracker Barrel.
Oh, a Cracker Barrel they sell them there too?
Has them, yeah.
Yeah, but I think, those chocolate milks, fantastic. Hit every time.
Yeah, well, enjoy them while you can because when the next school year rolls around, school might be a little more sad, actually a lot more sad, with no chocolate or strawberry milk involved. Now, the USDA, it sounds like they have some mixed feelings, at least some of the people involved in this decision-making process, because they do want, there's a lot of nutrients that are in milk, right? Calcium, protein, the vitamins and whatnot.
Strong bones, yep.
That's all good. That's all well and good. But ideally, they're hoping that kids would actually go with the white milk. They'd still offer that as an option and just not the chocolate and strawberry varieties. But statistics show that when you take the chocolate milk and strawberry milk away, kids just don't choose milk at all.
Yeah.
They'd rather drink something else entirely.
Like pop or something, probably.
Yeah, probably something else unhealthy than go with the regular
So
white
why are
milk.
they taking away the chocolate milk?
Because it's got unhealthy aspects to it as well.
They're saying it's going to make kids fat.
Like
is that what it is?
Sugar and stuff like that. Yeah,
ridiculous. There's kids out there that need chocolate milk. I have a lot of friends growing up in high school, some thin boys. Myself in high school, middle school.
Yeah.
I was always a skinny kid. I needed more chocolate milk. I think it would have benefited me had I drank more of it growing up. I think it would have given me the calories I needed.
How could you have drank more?
Chocolate milk?
Yeah.
Well, I always lean with the white. I've always been a white milk drinker.
Well.
And so if I had gone chocolate, I probably would be a little bit bulkier
You're
today.
the USDA's dream if you were drinking white milk all the time.
I was like the only one that was grabbing the white milk. Everybody else went for the chocolate. But yeah, you can't take that away. And because there's a kid, actually we're in the summertime now, but there's a kid who's like in middle school right now. And this fall, he's going to go to the lunchroom. And maybe he doesn't have that many friends, but he's darn happy to see that chocolate milk. That's what he's looking forward to.
The chocolate milk is his friend.
It's getting him through first through fourth period. He's trying to get through the day, and he's like, at least I can get to lunch, get my chocolate milk. He goes to the lunchroom. They take that away. What do we have anymore?
What will be his friend
What
instead?
are we looking forward to? Going to the lunchroom and getting the chocolate milk, that's a nostalgic feeling. So
Yeah.
you can't take that away. That's ridiculous.
I think we need that as adults, too.
I think so, too.
We should have chocolate milk here.
Imagine if I just started taking things out of the break room. I was like, Hudson, a little too unhealthy. I mean, when I am working here at RadioU and I'm getting ready for lunch, talk about the excitement, like 30 minutes before lunch where I'm like, dang, I'm going to go eat this or I'm going to go make that. If you just started taking good things away, geez, it would make my morning 10 times worse.
It'd ruin it.
You won't hear a show like this anywhere else. And that's probably for the best. The Worst of the Riot, RadioU.
So let me tell you about the police in Pennsylvania, the Uniontown area. You ever been to Uniontown?
Never been to Uniontown.
Uniontown.
Sounds wonderful.
Beautiful.
Yes, of course.
In the mountains. I have been to Uniontown, Pennsylvania. It's actually not much to talk about. But the police there are looking for somebody. They're trying to figure out who blew up their toilet.
That doesn't seem like something that you need to like circle back on usually.
No, I don't mean like figuratively blew it up. I mean they actually blew up the toilet.
Like destructive blow up?
Somebody melted the toilet.
How? With what? Like
well, they had Taco Bell. No.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, the easy joke right there. But they suspect that the suspects used fireworks, put them in the toilet, this public toilet at Jacobs Creek Park, and of course lit them and whatever. And the heat from the fireworks actually melted the toilet into the cistern.
Is that a hole in the ground?
That's a hole in the ground.
It
didn't
melted
used to be. It used to be a toilet.
It melted a straight hole in the ground, like where a toilet would be. It's just a hole now.
Yeah, I would like a before and after picture.
That's what I'm thinking.
Because I don't know what it looks
It's a
like
perfect
before.
oval.
Normally toilets are made out of porcelain.
Yes.
I don't think that melts, does it?
I am not familiar with porcelain.
No, I mean except under extreme circumstances, I would say.
They had to have packed that thing full of fireworks.
It
And
had
this is
to be a
something
lot.
and this is another one of those times when I think don't you guys have anything better to do? Didn't try to put a bunch of fireworks in a toilet?
Okay, you say that.
True.
But if I was like, "Hey, Isaiah, you want to blow up a toilet with fireworks?" You're gonna turn me down on that offer.
I would turn you down.
You would not turn me down.
Yes, I would.
Since when did you get so responsible?
I'm just not a big public destruction kind of guy.
All right, fine.
I would prefer not to go to jail.
Well,
I work on Mondays.
They're only gonna get to go to jail. I get to go to jail. I get the dream.
They
They're
only
only
get
gonna
to
go to jail if they get caught. And so far, the police don't even know who this was. They don't even know when they did it. Listen to this. They say they suspect that it happened sometime between Monday, May 8th and Thursday, May 11th.
So a 3-day time span.
That's a pretty long time span.
That nobody's using that toilet
There
anyway.
could have been a lot. Yeah, so who cares if it's blown up?
See, but it's still public property. I think your taxes are still going into that, and people are just destroying things here in Uniontown, PA. I think it's not good.
Here's my next point. Can they prove that somebody blew it up with fireworks?
Yeah. I don't know.
Maybe somebody just
They
had.
probably left the remnants there. I'm sure of it.
But can you prove that that's what did it?
I mean, it has to be.
Maybe somebody happened to flush fireworks down, and then somebody else happened to have just a wild something.
Fireworks are pretty expensive too. That's the
are.
other thing we aren't taking into consideration is they had all these fireworks that are super expensive, probably enough to melt a toilet, and they were willing to just flush them all. They didn't even get to watch them go off.
That's right. It wouldn't have been safe to be in that bathroom.
No, they for sure lit them and ran out and closed the door. They didn't see the explosion. They just walked back inside, and there was just no toilet.
Yeah.
Doesn't sound like much fun to me.
That does kind of ruin it. It'd be much more fun out in an open area where you can watch.
You could see it happen. They just closed the door, probably ran out because there's no way they were in there.
Yeah, you've convinced me. These criminals are dumb.
Idiots.
What
are they thinking?
Yeah.
We're not sure who behaves worse, the riot or their dogs.
I don't even know how to behave like a real human being.
The Riot, Radio U.
It is The Riot on Radio U, and today we get to meet somebody new. YB is joining us in the studio.
Yes.
You know him from his song Play for Keeps here on Radio U. Now, YB, it's good to meet you, first of all. I know you've been here to Radio U before with Nene, but this is our first time talking, so good to meet you.
Yes, likewise, man. I'm glad to be here.
Now, the first thing I want to know about you, since you are new to me, is where are you from? Where did you grow up?
Hometown is Pine Bluff, Arkansas.
Pine Bluff, Arkansas. Yep. What's it like? What do we need to know about Pine Bluff, Arkansas, growing up there?
Oh man, it's interesting.
Oh yeah,
yeah. I'll say that it's interesting, man.
I remember listening to your new song, and I was like, you had mentioned in the song where I grew up, we heard sirens and stuff, and so I actually Googled this was a couple of weeks ago. I'm like, where's YB from? And so I look up, I'm like, Pine Bluff, Arkansas. I'm like, Arkansas, that's kind of an interesting place. So then I do some background research, and I'm like, dang, he wasn't lying. Yeah. It's crazy. It's crazy.
Yeah. Interesting. Good.
Yes. It's an interesting place. Well, and you grew up there, and you're lived there for the majority of your life?
Yes. Pine Bluff, definitely childhood, kind of whole backstory. But yeah, Arkansas is the stomping ground.
So how did you go from where did you go from growing up in Pine Bluff, Arkansas to now I'm making music? How did you get started?
Yeah, so I grew up without a dad, and being a kid, and nobody showing up to the football games. That's a lot of anger. That's a lot of emotions.
Yeah.
So instead of getting mad and just being filled with anger, I was like, what do I wish my life was like? And then that was music. So all of my early songs was super happy and things like that. But music started as the great escape for me.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's pretty incredible.
Yeah, that definitely is. So Play for Keeps, that's your new song. What do you hope that people take away from Play for Keeps?
Man, just a view on longevity. Coming from Pine Bluff and then being able to see where God has brought us today is just man, I'm grateful for that. So Play for Keeps is man, the world has a story for you, or you could trust a greater plan and play for keeps from there.
Nice.
Yeah, that's awesome. And speaking of like your story, I saw that you recently wrote a book back in September that came out. What do you want to say about your book? Like, what's the book about? How'd you even end up writing a book? That's crazy. Like, I think about like writing a book, and I'm like, what would I even have to say? But clearly, you write music every day, so you have a story that you can tell.
Yes, man. Well, the book, The Little Red Book of Resilience, and when you look at my journey up to this point, it's just, man, putting one foot in front of the other. So I'm just a big believer of like seeing people be the best version of themselves. So that book kind of like declutters a lot of the emotional baggage and a lot of those things and just try to make it black and white. Like, man, you're greater, just keep going. So The Little Red Book of Resilience.
And obviously you like do a lot of like writing for your songs and stuff. Is it different like attacking a book in a different way? Like, how was that like when you started writing, where you're like, I don't really know what I'm doing, but I'm going to kind of just throw this together? Like, what was the process like of kind of like switching your brain into like, I'm not writing a song, but I'm still writing, but I'm writing a book now?
Yeah. So to be honest, the book was a lot easier.
Really?
Because I found a groove. I would go to the gym for like 2 hours, and then I would sit in my car, and it was like just overflow. But the book is like full of epiphany. So if you read the book, and it's just like little nuggets of clarity, little nuggets of wisdom. But I would just leave the gym, and I was like, okay, I've been through this experience. What were the takeaways? And it was just like overflow.
Talking about your car, I noticed on your Instagram too, you post a lot of like, just real good talks from your car. And I want to know, like, I feel like that's like on Reddit, there's the shower thoughts where people just have the deep thoughts in the shower. Is the car that for you,
Man.
where like all your creativity just comes out?
Yes. My front driveway with the car running. I guess I should save gas and like turn it off. But in that driveway, man, I wrote a lot of new songs. I've wrote the book there. A lot of my content where I'm speaking, man, it's the front driveway in the car.
Dang, maybe we just need to find our creatives.
We just
haven't found it
We
yet.
should do the show in a car. I think we would just have better thought process.
It's funny though, because KB, we just talked to him recently, and he said he wrote his book from a hot tub. So,
oh wow,
Yeah.
the luxury.
All right,
Yeah,
KB, all right.
I wish that maybe that's our spot. I just haven't figured it out
Maybe
yet.
the hot tub. The hot tub sounds a little bit warmer than the car. I'm thinking.
Yeah. So I hear some rumors that you've got a new album coming out too.
It's in the works. Yes.
Yeah. How far away is that? Like, is it soon or?
It's soon.
So what's the what can you tell us about the album?
Oh man, I know this is super cliche, right? But this is my best work yet. I got in a groove with one of my favorite producers, Quentin Koblenz. Shout out Q. And all of the production. So all of my previous albums, it was like I get beats and then I adapt to the beat.
Okay.
This, I put my heart out there, and Q adapted the beat to what was happening over here. So it's a unique sound. The production is next level. The testimonies are next level. The substance is next level. Yeah. I think the people are going to be very excited.
Dang, I cannot wait.
I'm excited.
Yeah.
So, hearing that, I'm excited.
It's going to be awesome. So watch out for YB's new album. Anything else you need to let us know about?
I'll say this. The album title, Dreams Don't Have Deadlines.
Nice.
Ooh, catchy.
Nice.
I like it.
All right. Well, now we got something to look forward to. YB, thanks for joining us, man. It's good to meet you.
Yes.
Let's do Play for Keeps. It's The Riot.
Find more Riot content online. riot.radiou.com.
So good to get to talk to him and actually see him in studio, too. I appreciate him coming in. Thanks, YB, for doing that.
Yeah, YB, real cool guy there. And, nothing makes me happier than when we do interviews, because when YB and stuff comes in and we get face-to-face, it kind of changes the whole thing, because me and Hudson are used to talking to each other. And sometimes you get a little nervous, bring somebody new in. And Hudson, you seem a little nervous. You had a little
nervous.
You had a little slip up there in the midst of that. That may be one of my favorite slip-ups of all time.
What do you mean?
I went ahead and made it into a little hotkey for us here.
Creativity. Creativity.
What was that? You're in the midst of your sentence with YB. Creativity.
Yeah, that's how some people say it. Creativity.
No one says it like that.
That's an acceptable pronunciation.
I don't even know because in the sentence you were kind of like running out of breath.
Yeah.
And I saw you from across the room. Your face was beginning to get red, and I was like, just spit it out. And then you spit out
creativity.
And I just immediately, I after that, how was I supposed to ask a follow-up question when you asked him about your creativity.
Yeah, I think people are going to go back and now be looking at the RadioU Riot Facebook page and YouTube channel to see. I don't even know what was going through my mind at that moment.
You were just looking for air, it seemed like, because it was, the sentence wasn't even a long sentence.
I was drowning, and I needed you to save me, to throw me a life raft.
Creativity.
Instead, you let me say whatever that is.
Oh, it was incredible. I'm just glad that sometimes you just come up with new ways to say words. You're so creative.
Creativity.
Makes me so happy.
You mean I'm so creative?
Creative. And so those are the little things that as I'm sitting in here with you that I just enjoy more and more.
It's a testament to YB's professionalism that he just rolled with it.
He didn't even smirk.
He answered whatever that question was I asked.
I think it's because he thinks that's the way you actually talk. He thinks that's the way you say it.
Creativity.
And so that just makes it incredible for him as he's sitting there and he's like, okay, that's how it is here, I guess. That's how they talk here.
Maybe YB didn't even notice.
He noticed.
You think so?
I noticed right away.
What if he didn't notice and nobody noticed and now you're just embarrassing me?
Creativity.
I would never try to do something like that.
Your For You page would be a lot more fun if it had Hudson, Nikki, and Isaiah. Follow at RadioU Official on TikTok. The Riot. Radio U.
We talk a lot of space on the show. It's a topic that fascinates me. I like the ambition that so many in the United States and around the world are showing in trying to expand beyond our borders of this planet, beyond even the moon, and going even further. I think it's a good idea because we don't know how long we have here. And so one of the problems, though, is every time we talk about sending people to Mars, I'm always told, whoever goes to Mars is dying on Mars.
Won't be able to make it back. That's been the consistent thing.
Yes.
Right?
And
the consistent issue.
Right. And I refuse to accept that. I do. I think it's important that we try to go to Mars. It's not even that far away in space terms. And it could be an exciting new opportunity for us. But if you're telling everybody before they go, you're going to die there, nobody's going to want to go. And so I've been trying to think up a solution. So what's the problem? Why can't people get back from Mars alive? Tell me.
Why can't they?
Yeah.
Because you can only send the rocket one way, right? Is that the thing?
Yeah, that's true, right?
You can't retake off
the part that gives it power actually
falls off.
Falls off.
Yeah.
Okay.
Typical space rocket knowledge.
Fair enough. That is an issue. That if you send a bunch of people to Mars and all of their supplies and whatever, they're not going to be able to craft a rocket from what they find on Mars. It's not going to work. So here's what you do. You make one rocket for the people. You make one rocket for another rocket.
But you're talking about sending dual rockets.
A double rocket. You put a rocket inside a rocket, and then all the people that you send to Mars need to do is put that rocket, just set it up and get it ready to go, and then they can fly it back.
So I'm assuming you're thinking that this rocket already has the gas and stuff in there.
Everything you need.
She's ready to go.
It doesn't. It's turnkey. Nothing needs to be done. It just needs to be taken out of the larger rocket that it is. And think about this too. If you're sending people to Mars, they need all the supplies. They need a bunch of different stuff to come with them.
Yep.
When you're sending people back to Earth, they don't need much because everything they need is here on Earth. So it just needs to hold the people and a few probably rocks or stuff that they want to bring back. So it can be a much tinier rocket, I would think.
So, let me ask you this then. How are you going to get the rocket out of the rocket?
I mean, just send some tools.
Yeah, just some stuff.
Like a wrench.
A small crane.
A crane, sure.
Just toss that in there, too.
You just keep sending rockets filled with this stuff, smaller rockets filled with all these different supplies. And you might be thinking, well, what if we send the people and then the rocket doesn't work? Then they're still stuck there. So here's what you do. You send the rocket first. You make sure that it gets there. Then you send the people. I think I've thought of everything.
You know what this sounds like?
What's it sound like?
This sounds like a little bit of creativity.
Yeah,
a little bit of creativity.
It does sound like that, doesn't it?
Just a little bit. I like your little creative lines. I think for me personally, I think we should just send them. Because if they land there, then we'll get them back. You have to.
Yeah.
They'll figure it out.
It would be a bad look.
Then they'll really start cooking. I feel like NASA just needs a little bit of motivation.
They just need a little kick in the pants.
Yeah, exactly. Get the news on it, send them up there. Like, we can't get these people back, and then they'll turn it on.
That's a good idea. You could even send, like, if you want to really get some motivation, send some animals there too.
Ooh, send some puppies. You people want the puppies back.
You think they're not going to bring the puppies back?
Send four rockets. Send 6 rockets.
That'll get their creative juices and the American ingenuity flowing.
Hey, they're already eating anyways. Might as well do it on the show. The Riot with Nikki and Hudson. Radio U.
Taylor Swift, I don't know if you know this, Isaiah. You probably do. That she recently went through a big breakup. She had been going out with a guy named Joe Alwyn.
That was like her whole last album thing.
Yeah.
The whole like Eras tour.
I think every album comes with a breakup.
She has to go through a breakup so that she can promote the next album. So this guy also making a killing.
Yeah.
Off of that promotion.
He's doing all right. But she's already moved on from that breakup.
Well, that's what women do. You know what? They're too good for that. They have to move on to the next one. So it's only a matter of time.
She was too good for Joe Alwyn.
He didn't even deserve her, as is, obviously.
Yeah. I mean, who's doing more favors for who in that relationship?
Precisely.
So she's moved on from him. She's moved on to a guy named Matty Healy. He's from a band called the 1975.
Familiar.
But I don't know if you know this, but Taylor Swift's fans are not pleased with this. The Swifties are upset, and they've mobilized. They are trying to basically impeach Matty Healy as Taylor Swift's boyfriend. They're trying to raise enough of a ruckus that Taylor Swift will have no choice but to end it with Matty.
Was there a reason why? I'm looking at him now. I don't know. I have not looked at the story. I have no idea why they want to end it with him, why all of her fans are so discouraged. Other than Taylor Swift is like a 10 and this guy's like a 6. Maybe a 5.
Well, maybe he's got a good personality, though.
I mean, I'm just saying this dude looks wild. He looks crazy. Maybe that's her type. I don't know. But what's the reasoning? What's the reasoning as of why?
Let's see. He's done some wild stuff on stage. I'm not going to get into it.
Oh, so he's been bad.
It looks like he's a little bit of a character and maybe not in the best way. And so maybe not the type of guy, if you think Taylor Swift is good and pure, that you'd want her being associated with.
Well, I think, too, as she's still going through this whole, like, Eras tour thing or whatever, and she's had the breakup album, I think she should just not have a boyfriend right now. Because it would relate to her fans more. All of her fans that are listening to her music right now are all of her fans that are like heartbroken, just got out of a relationship, right? I mean, she's doing.
You can listen to Taylor Swift and be in a happy relationship?
Well, you can, but that's not like the whole album is like a breakup album, right?
Yeah.
And so when they go to these concerts, like all they're doing is like screaming about their ex.
Yeah.
And then Taylor's up there like being a poser, as if she's still hung up when she has a new guy.
She's moved on.
Yeah, exactly. So she's not, the relatability there, it's just not there anymore. So she needs to end it with this guy, and then she can go back out on her tour and be heartbroken once again.
So you're siding with the fans that you think it should be appropriate that if enough fans sign a petition, you have to break up with whoever you're with.
I would say until the tour's over, she should just be still heartbroken Taylor.
In the interest of being...
true to the album.
Yeah, true to the spirit.
True to the work.
Yeah.
I mean, in your day-to-day life, you don't have to be like heartbroken or whatever. But when you go on the stage, it kind of seems fake.
Let me ask you this. You're a big star. In
my own little special way.
If you started going out with a gal and enough of the RadioU fans started, we call them the Uies. If enough of the Uies started texting in saying, Isaiah, this isn't who we want you to date. You got to break it off.
Oh,
would you listen?
Would I listen to the
Uies?
I would not, personally. If they came out and said
Taylor Swift listen to the Swifties?
But listen, if they came out, because if they said we don't like who you're dating, that's one thing. That's just silly. I'm like, you don't really know her. But if they came out and said like, oh, we want to hear the stories about like you being single and stuff and like going out on dates, then that would be like that. Like, so it'd be different.
In the spirit of the character, if you become like tied down Isaiah,
I'm not as much fun anymore.
Yeah, then you're just sitting in and watching Netflix like me every night.
Exactly. Then what does that do for the show?
And we'd have no yin and yang.
Exactly. Right. So I have to. I'm trying to stay true to my character. Where Taylor here, you got to be heartbroken, Taylor. It's better for the tour. People are spending hundreds of dollars for these tickets. For her to go up there and be in a happy relationship, singing about her ex, doesn't seem right.
You know what she is? She's a liar.
Fake. Poser.
The Riot with Hudson and Nikki on Radio U.
We hit graduation season. You better be glad, thanking your lucky stars, that you're not graduating and living with these parents. Cody and Erica Archie have gone viral on TikTok because they have decided and made public their decision to start charging their 19-year-old daughter rent every month.
Off the rip, eh?
While she lives with them. Yeah, she's their daughter, 19 years old, just graduated high school. And they say starting June 1st, her rent is due. $200 a month, $300 a month if she's not going to buy her own groceries.
Wow.
Are you pro charging your child rent or anti?
This is tough. Such a tough situation because it's so different from each household to household. I think that, she just graduated literally like a week ago.
Uh-huh.
Usually you get that little time period.
You get some buffer. Yeah.
Get yourself on your feet type of thing.
June 1st is aggressive.
Yeah, it's a little aggressive off the rip, but
that means they're charging. No, they're charging for June, right?
Yeah, they're setting the standard there. Right off the rip, she knows I'm getting charged rent, right?
Uh-huh.
And so I assume that she already has a job, because if she doesn't have a job, then that would be wild.
I don't know if that's safe to assume, because what if this is the motivation she needs
to get a job?
Because,
true.
Think about it. If it's June 1st rolls around and you don't have, you're graduated, what is your excuse? What else are you doing?
Oh, you're not doing anything.
Yeah.
Because she's not going to college, right?
You're not going to college in the summertime.
She's not going to college, looking for a job. So this is their way to maybe encourage her to get a job. But if she already has a job, I guess she's able to pay right off the rip.
Mm-hmm.
But at the same time, I don't know. It's so tough. They seem a little bit too eager about it, though, either way.
Yeah.
Considering they posted a video saying, we're charging our daughter for rent.
Yeah.
You should parent like we do.
Make it a big show of it. I think most people are saying, I will always help my kids. And so I don't think it's right. I think this is taking advantage. One, they've spent the last 18 years taking care of their kids, She's an adult. This is the last 19 years. She's grown now. And yes, think about this. Maybe them charge, if they were going to have anybody else living in their house and buying them groceries, don't you think they charge more than $300 a month?
Well, obviously, but it's their own
It's
child.
their daughter, so they're giving her a nice discount. They're still making some money back on the deal. And yet again, what's she going to be doing? She's going to be, if she's not working, if she's not able to pay $300 in rent, or even $200 in rent, when she's not going to school anymore, then what is she doing?
But listen to this, though. At the same time, these are the same parents that obviously she's getting tired of this and she's going to move out. And when she does, they're going to be like, oh my gosh, we're so bored now that we don't have our daughter here. Now they're going to be empty nesters and whatnot. Like, what do we do every day? Well, maybe she would have hung around a little bit longer had you not been ripping her off right off the rip. If you hadn't ripped that Band-Aid off so quick, maybe been a little slower to the punch there. Give her to July or August if they wanted to charge her. I think June is just a little bit too excited. It's almost like they were counting down the days. They're like 1 week till graduation. Then that rent money starts coming in from our daughter. I can't wait.
Yeah, it does seem like they were just waiting to get that extra money back in the bank. But hey, wait, what about this though? I've had some experience with people like this, that the parents charging them such a discounted rate of rent means she's actually likely to stay longer.
Oh.
She's like, why would I'm paying rent either way. Why would I move out to somewhere more expensive when I've got a real sweet deal right here at home?
She does have a decent deal. $300 a month. Obviously, you're not getting that anywhere else. And that's including food, too.
Yeah.
So it's not terrible.
But a lot of other 19-year-olds have an even sweeter deal.
For free.
Yeah, that's right.
All for free.
Find more Riot content online. riot.radiou.com.
Pop quiz for you, hot shot.
Let's hear it.
What was the number one selling jersey in the NFL in the month of April?
It's got to be, I know who it is because you want me to say it.
Uh-huh.
It's probably Aaron Rodgers because he got traded to the Jets.
Yeah.
He's a quarterback. It makes sense. It adds up.
He's number one, as Should
For
be.
the first time in his career.
He
I'm
is
glad.
number one. Just one of his, it's crazy. For many players, being the number one selling jersey would be like their biggest accomplishment. For somebody, say, like Jalen Hurts of the Philadelphia Eagles, who came in second. That's one of the biggest things he's ever done, right?
Yes, it would be, yes.
It's up there.
Mm-hmm.
For Aaron Rodgers, I mean, how far down the list is it? He's
at least a 3.
He's won a Super Bowl. He's won MVPs. He's got the best passer rating of all time. Think of all the accomplishments and just add one more to it. Number one selling NFL jersey. Pretty impressive.
They gave it to him.
Pretty impressive. Now, if you want to look at who else is selling well
Let's see.
now.
Are there any brownies in the top 10? No.
I don't think so. Jalen Hurts was number 2. Patrick Mahomes at number 3. 4, this is a surprise, former Brownie, Odell Beckham Jr.
For the Ravens.
Yeah.
People love Odell. I don't get the whole thing around him. Like, I know he's like a really like trendy player, I guess, and he's like good on social media and whatnot.
He's flashy, yeah.
He's flashy. He's not like
unique
amazing.
hair.
Yeah, unique hair.
But you don't get that with the jersey.
No, you don't get that with the jersey. I don't know. I guess he's just a super popular player.
And
but it's crazy.
Can I also chime in with Ravens? Bad uniforms.
The purple.
Yeah, don't like it. Don't like it. He was number 4. Then you have Josh Allen, Travis Kelce, and looky here. I think number 7 is interesting. Jordan Love of the Green Bay Packers. You wouldn't have guessed that, would you?
No way.
He's the number 7 highest selling jersey in the NFL in the month of April.
That is all the Packers fans that are salty. I guarantee it.
They're trying to. Many of my contemporaries in the Packers world are drying their tears with Jordan Love jerseys. But I choose to instead of drying my tears, I choose to raise my voice in excitement for Aaron Rodgers' future in New York.
See, I'm thinking that if you buy a Jordan Love jersey, which is crazy to do, because you have no idea if he's going to be good or not.
He could suck.
That's wild to buy his jersey.
The Goodwills in Wisconsin could be filled with Jordan Love jerseys in about 3 years.
Let me tell you this much. As a Browns fan, I can tell you about what happens when a quarterback doesn't work out. You never buy their jersey. You just don't do it. Especially their first season. You get around to the second season. I did own a Baker jersly. Got it in year 2. I think it was like year 3 when I got my Baker uni. But I would say, Jordan Love, you can't be doing it this early. Well, they're all just upset with Aaron Rodgers. They're buying a Jordan Love jersey, and they're like, he'll be great.
Trying to show their support. But the Packers fans, they're used to it, though. They become spoiled. They've had 2 Super Bowl winning quarterbacks in a row that have gone on to play for like 20 years. And so they expect the same thing from Jordan Love. But you can't expect, there is no other Aaron Rodgers. Aaron Rodgers is not walking through that door in Green Bay.
Unless Jordan Love's better.
You're stuck with Jordan Love. Nobody's better. Not a single soul.
That's what people thought about Brett Favre before all of a sudden Aaron Rodgers comes in.
People thought that
they were like, could there be a better Packers quarterback than Brett Favre? Aaron Rodgers comes in. Jordan Love, is he up next? I would
guess
lean
that
no.
just speaks to my expertise because I knew Brett Favre sucked.
Oh,
I knew it was time to give it to Aaron Rodgers.
You just heard the worst of the worst. We'd give you the best of the best, but we'd have to find that. As soon as we do, you'll be the first to know.